Going on, everybody? Taking a quick look here at Bitcoin. It is 7:02 a.m. on January 9th, 2022. It looks like Bitcoin has put a slight pause in its weekend downside move. Put a horizontal line here right at this 40,700 area. Looks like we're finding support there for now. Something else I see on the charts here is this left shoulder, head, and right shoulder. This head and shoulders pattern. And if we take the top of where this started, right around 69,000, and we project down to the neckline, gives us around 28,000 points. So if we were to break below this 40,700 area, let's see here, 28,000 points gets us to, let's go back to here, we'll go up to the neckline right around there, and we'll go down 28,000 points, gets us to right around this $12,000 area, which would be an extremely large move to the downside. What I see, though, about that is obviously if Bitcoin is going to head into a bear market, I would not be surprised to see that. And if it did come down to that area, it would make sense because all in here is lots and lots of support for the price to come down to and trade again. So that's kind of what I see on a very stepped back view of Bitcoin, is if Bitcoin breaks this neckline here, which currently looks like a head and shoulders, with the neckline being right around that 40,700 area, give or take some points, we could see a much farther move to the downside, getting us back down to this $12,000 area. Will it happen all at once? Probably not, but Bitcoin can fall very fast, so we will see what happens here. I would be careful trying to get long Bitcoin around here. I would try to get long Bitcoin on some kind of a trading rule or a signal than just buying because it's going down lower in price, because as we can see from this projection here, it can go down to that $12,000 area from this current head and shoulders pattern, which would be a extremely far drop from where it's at now at $41,000. So just be careful here if you're trying to buy the dip on Bitcoin. The moving averages, so the green one is our 50-day, then we have our 21-day in blue and our 200-day in red, which is actually still trending sideways to up, which is pretty interesting, but it is hard to ignore this giant head and shoulders pattern right here. So just be careful with Bitcoin and trying to get long here. We will see if we get another move up to the upside, but for right now, the Bitcoin traders have been short for a long time, not fighting what the chart is saying. If Bitcoin comes down to the $12,000 area, obviously that would be well into a bear market, a multi-year bear market. Whether it finds support there, time will tell. So we will see here. Something else I want to look at real quick here on the Bitcoin chart, let me try to zoom. Let's do that view. Let's take a move. Let's go from the high in 2018. We'll go right there down to the low in 2019, 2020. So that was an 83% downside move off the top. Just to put that in perspective. So if we did that today, we'll go from the top and then we'll go down 83%. So we'll actually be generous. We'll go right here to 67,000. And then, oh, that's the wrong thing. Let me go over to here. And so, well, we'll go right to there. So an 83% move to the downside puts us right here. And what do you know? That puts us right back down to that 11,200 area. And what did the neckline show break? That said that we could go down to $12,000 from this current neckline break of this Head and Shoulders. So it's kind of interesting. That's two things lining up there, showing that we could go down to $11,000 to $12,000 on this pretty big, hard to ignore Bitcoin Head and Shoulders pattern. All right, everybody. Just be careful out there in the markets and keep a close eye on what happens here with this neckline here. Let me put it back on the chart for you right here, this 40,700 area. Keep an eye on that. We could actually do a pretty strong bounce from here before perhaps rolling over once again and breaking. That would not be surprised, but who knows what'll happen. Just keep your eye on that area for a further break. We're probably pretty oversold right now in Bitcoin. I know the sentiment is probably even more bearish than the other day, which was in the 20s. So time will tell. All right, everybody. Take care. Be careful out there and have a great rest of your weekend.